What's up, lords and ladies? Welcome back to another video on this channel. So in today's video, I wanted to continue the series on Miracle's life. Now, believe it or not, today marks week 9. So she's been alive for 9 weeks, and I still can't believe that she was in a little tiny egg and now she's, growing to be a big bearded dragon. Now, I'm still on the mission. I'm making that perfect bearded dragon, and each and every single week I try to do something different. And in today's video, I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips on how to keep your bearded dragon hydrated. Now, since I made that video on how to get your bearded dragon to drink water from a water dish, a lot of you guys had a ton of questions on how else could I keep my bearded dragon hydrated. So what I decided to do was show you guys in this video a couple of ways that you could also keep a bearded dragon of this size, or even an adult bearded dragon, hydrated, because it's very important, especially a bearded dragon of this size, to stay hydrated. Because I don't know if you could see, but her belly right there but she ate a big, okay, she's showing her belly, but now as you can see, Miracle's belly is really big, and that's because she ate a ton. Now, in order for her to stay hydrated, she needs to drink water. It's just like us. We need water to survive, but for a baby bearded dragon, it might be a little bit difficult to drink water from a water dish. That's why it's important to find ways to get them to drink water. So in today's video, that's what I'm gonna do, share with you guys a couple ways that I keep her hydrated. So with that being said, let's just get started with this video. Let's go. Okay, so the very first way that I've been keeping Miracle hydrated is using this syringe. Now, if you've been watching my videos, which I know a lot of my subscribers watching this have, you would recognize that I basically give my bearded dragons water through this syringe. Now, I found that this method is a great way to make sure that your bearded dragon is drinking, because sometimes bearded dragons, even as an adult, they have a hard time finding, the water dish, interesting. It's not moving, it's not doing anything. And most of the times, as you can see, sometimes the water just evaporates and it gets nasty and old. So for me, I like using fresh water, even for water dishes, but I like using fresh water for this syringe, nice and cold, and I just go in there, and as you can see, it makes movement. Now this way, I get Miracle in a way used to me too. So since it's been 9 weeks, before she would run away when I would even just put my hand close to her. But now that I've been interacting with her in this way, as you can see, she is more open to allow me to put water on her face. Oh yeah, see, she's drinking. So like I said, even though a baby bearded dragon may not look like they are thirsty because you gave them water in their water dish, believe me, most of the times they're not gonna drink from a water dish. Now, you could also use a spray bottle and spray their enclosure, but I find that raises the humidity way too much. The glass might get all foggy after you spray it, and that's not really good for a baby bearded dragon. In this way, I'm able to control how much water I'm giving her, as well as if some of the water is left in her enclosure, is literally this little tiny puddle. It is not going to raise the humidity at all. Now, what I would do is I would actually go in there and give her water in this way about 2 times, even 3 times a day, depending on how hot it is. So I might go there early morning as the lights turn on, and then I'll go either late afternoon or at nighttime before the lights turn off to give her water. Now, of course, I might give her water midday. It really depends on how hot the room gets and how thirsty I see her get each and every day. There's some days where she would not even drink water at all. So it's really important to be providing your bearded dragon water, not just in the water dish, but also making sure it's actually drinking. And as you can see, by me doing this, I could make sure that she is actually drinking her water. So that little tiny droplets is going to go in her stomach, and it's going to allow her to digest the food a lot more, and just give her a good overall health. Especially when they're this small, they tend to not even know what water is, so you do have to kind of teach them. So now she's like, oh, like drinking water and whatnot. She's like all happy. Now, another way that you could get a bearded dragon to drink water is to give them a bath. Now, normally I wouldn't give my bearded dragons a bath in something this small, even though Miracle would fit in there. The one thing I don't like about baths on a baby bearded dragon that is of this size is how stressed they become. For some reason, baby bearded dragons, they just freak out in water and they just try to swim, and they might even get in shock and just act still, like how she's acting right now. She's like, yes, I'm a model. But no, you could really do some really like bad harm to a baby bearded dragon. It's almost like you traumatize them if a baby bearded dragon does not like the bath. So in order for you to get them to like it, you have to ease them into it. I would not just go in straight and place them in the bath and have them freaking out. So I'm not saying don't give your bearded dragon a bath, but you have to be very selective on when you should give a baby bearded dragon of this size a bath. If they are really dirty for some reason, they get themselves in trouble and they get poop all over them or something, then of course you want to give them a bath. But besides that, I don't see why you would put a baby bearded dragon of this size in a stressful situation. Baths, they freak them out. They tend to just want to run around, and chances are if you're just wanting them to drink water, they're not going to drink water at all. So what I would do is actually teach them where the water is. So if you watched my video on how to get a baby bearded dragon to drink water, I did something where I got the syringe where I've been teaching her how to drink water from it for the past 9 weeks. So what I did was, in her water dish, I would just go there and make these droplets, and I would stay like this for like 20 minutes if I have to, just repeating this process, just repeating this over and over, and this way gets her to recognize that there's water here. So you can see she's kind of just staring at it, but she's like, hey, there's water here, maybe let me go down there and check it out. Or mostly she sees the movement, so she's like, hey, there's movement, let me go check it out and drink from it. So if she was really thirsty, she would go there and drink from it. Now if the water dish was big enough, she would actually go in there and, you know, she'll be submerged in water. So in a way, that's like sort of like she's taking a bath. But like I said, unless you really have to because they got really dirty, I wouldn't give a baby bearded dragon a bath that frequently. However, you do need to keep them hydrated. So giving them a very shallow bath, if you really want to keep them hydrated, might be very important. But for me, when it's 9 weeks old, I would kind of stay back on how often I give them a bath, simply because it stresses them out more than it actually benefits them. I find that they don't drink water when they're in there. But you never know. Some bearded dragons can be completely different and chill, but Miracle here, she just freaks out and panics. Now, last but not least, the other way to keep your bearded dragon hydrated is through the food that it eats. Now, these are the crickets that I feed Miracle. Now, what I like to do is I gut load them before I feed her. And now what that means is I just basically give them a whole bunch of veggies that she would normally be eating, and give it to my crickets. That way they are filled with nutrition and they are well hydrated as well. So when she eats them, she's basically eating some of the veggies that they ate too. So that is a great way to keep your bearded dragon nicely healthy, full of vitamins, and also a little bit hydrated. However, it's also important that she drinks water after eating crickets, but even through veggies. So when you give your bearded dragon some veggies, they most likely will get really hydrated off of that too. So if your bearded dragon isn't drinking water, even through a syringe, a bath, its water dish, like for some reason it's just avoiding the water, then try giving them a little bit of crickets filled with nutrients, as well as try the veggies and try to get them to eat as well. Now, if none of that works, there might be something going on with your bearded dragon internally. So maybe check for parasites, talk to a vet, because as you can see, even someone of this size is drinking water and is really hydrated and is doing well. So it's important to pay attention to your bearded dragon's behaviors. Sometimes when your bearded dragon is lazy and lethargic, There could be different meanings. It could be going through brumation. It might be going through different stages of ovulation, like different types of things. Like each bearded dragon is different. A baby bearded dragon should not be brumating. However, you know, and a female bearded dragon might be developing eggs, so she might be drinking more water. So at the end of the day, it's best that you understand your bearded dragon's behavior, and that's what I'm trying to do in these videos, of showing you different ways that you could interact with your bearded dragon. So hopefully these videos help. Let me know in the comments section down below what other videos you would like for me to talk about and help you guys on, because I've been keeping bearded dragons for a really long time, and now that I have the opportunity of raising the perfect bearded dragon, I could share with you guys a bit of knowledge. So let me know a couple questions that you guys have in the comment section down below, and I'll make a video surrounding it, answering it, using Miracle as an example. That way you guys could also raise your bearded dragon to be the ultimate bearded dragon. I should have called her ultimate. But with that being said, that is it for this video. I hope these tips have helped out. Hit me up on Instagram at _Lord of Lion if you have more further questions. I always try to get to you guys, even though lately I've been getting a lot of messages. I'm still trying to get to you guys. Trust me, I'm not ignoring you. So with that being said, that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm Lord of Lion. This is Miracle. Hope you guys keep the blood pumping, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.
You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button, baby. You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button.